Hi, this is a video about an R package I'm working on called ocetag. The OC means oceanographic, but in fact, it's actually more general than that. But for the beginning, it will be oceanographic. So this is the website. You can stop the video and look at it. So I won't tell you, I won't like read this out. You can stop and look at that. At the website, there's a little README file, and then the README file tells you how you can install it. It's not on CRAN, so you have to do it by this way. That's the first thing. And also here in blue over here, you can get kind of a web page for it. And there's these are the functions in the package. There's a vignette, which goes through tagging, and that's what I'm going to show you here. So, okay. So now I've popped over to the an RStudio thing. And I've loaded up the package. And if you want, you can say you can get help for CTD. That's what I'm going to be showing you now. It's a RShiny application or app. And there's a few things that you can give. So the first is the path. And the default path will be the local directory. That will be fine for what I'm going to show you now. But it needs to be a directory in which there are some data files. And this is talking about CTD files, and a lot of CTD files have the suffix DNV. This is not a place where I'm going to explain to you really all of the details of this oceanographic data set. There'll be a prefix for a database name, and that'll be ~CTD tag. It's going to make a database, which is that, followed by underscore, followed by your username, followed by .db. It's an SQLite package. Okay, so I'm just going to run it, and you'll see what happens. So here we are. It's popped over into this window. What it does is it is looking in the directory, and this is my home directory that's looking in. Actually, we don't need these other ones, so I'll close those. And I have various CNV files in there. I don't even know where they all came from. I'll go to this one. This is one that's CTD profile measured by some of my students in a course at Dalhousie University in Halifax Harbor. And yeah, so there it is. And my window is not all that big, so I'm going to have to scroll up and down a little bit. My fonts are sort of a little bit big for me to be able to see. If you had a bigger screen, you would see the entire thing with this user interface all the way down to this. Okay, so the first is that you can get help. I'll click on the help thing, and it tells you the kind of help that you can get. It tells you how to install it, and etc. So I won't go into that in any more detail. This is how you quit the thing. All right, so these are the various plot types that you have that are possible. Temperature profile, salinity. I'll go to the salinity profile. So that's what that is. And here I've got pressure on the y-axis. And if you want, you can change that to density. That's putting there sigma 0, the form of density. It's density minus 1,000 kilo per meter cubed. I'm sure you know. Oh, and this is sort of minor things. You can control the plot as well. Okay, so that's fine. Maybe what I'll do is I'll show you a density profile. So there we have a density profile. Now, okay, and the first data point was down about 3 meters or something like that on this CTD. And again, so this is the density of 1,022.5 kilo per meter cubed. And I think you can see here that the top, however many meters that is, looks like we're down to about 4 meters or so. It's relatively constant density. And then the density increases rapidly. I guess I haven't said this, but a decibар corresponds to a meter of water depth. So this is a surface at 0. And when it says 10, it means 10 meters below the surface. All right. So the bottom of the picture is the bottom of the data set here, which ends at about 45 meters or something like that. For this particular place, that's about how deep the water was. Okay. So there's what's called a mixed layer here. And I think what I'd like to do is to show you how I can tag that mixed layer. So I'm just I clicked on something and it puts a cross there. And now I can type, maybe if I type a question mark, that gives me the help. But what I'm interested in, I'm going to show you I and O. So I zooms in on wherever you were. Okay, so now it's at a point where I can actually, oh yeah, and I'll do question mark again. And you can go up and down in the water column by doing J and K. So J should go down in the water column. So let's try that, J. So go back. Wait a sec, what am I doing here? J. Okay, it is going down in the water column. I'm not sure what I was just, I'm not sure what I was just typing, but I typed a J there and now I'll type a K to go up. So that's fine. I type in O to go out a little bit. So I'm interested really in this point here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click it. And at this point, I can type, I'll type a question mark again, and you can see I can type 0 through 9 to give a numeric code. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to type a numeric code of 0. Now, and it's up to you to decide what the codes mean. There's actually a way that there's some standard forms for good and bad data and so forth. But so now you can see at the bottom, what I've got is at index 13, it's the 13th data point in this data set. At a pressure of 4.29, that's the pressure there. I tagged it as 0. Who tagged it? I did. When did he tag it? This is the time. This, by the way, is in UTC time. It's not 10 in the morning. Here it's 7. It's not 10:21. It's 7:21. Where I am in Halifax, in Nova Scotia. So that's fine. Now I can actually click it again and I'll do question mark, and you'll see what I can do. I can type X to delete the tag. I'm going to do that and watch. I'm going to type X. And I want you to look down here while I do that, typing X. And you'll see that the tag has gone away. Okay, so that's fine. The other thing that I can do is I can type U to unfocus. Basically, if I click on something, I've focused, type U to unfocus. Okay, so that's fine. Now, if I type an N, I can write some notes here. So I'm going to say, maybe Halifax Harbor will be the note. And now you can see that there are some notes. There are no tags because I removed that tag, but there's a note, and the note has the file name and the index. An index of 0 means a comment for the whole file. And I can also click on a point and type N, and I'll say MLD means mixed layer depth. So now you'll see that there's 2 notes that I've made, one for the file as a whole and one for index of 13.